everybody. Happy Tuesday. It's voting day. I hope everybody's gone and voted. Ben, you just got your 1-year badge. Congratulations. It's so nice to see everybody. This is a late stream. Look at Dancing Dog giving out some memberships. That's so kind of you. Welcome back, Sky. That's a nice picture. Hey, Ryan. Thanks for joining. Today was election day here in the United States. I actually voted on Saturday. I voted early. Yeah, it's Ponytail Grace today. I'm wearing a ponytail today because I filmed my Black Panther 2 spoiler review earlier today, and I have a new shirt on which required a ponytail. You're in Paris, Ulk. Oh, I'm very jealous. Ben, that's very sweet of you. I filmed my Black Panther 2 review earlier today, and then my father wanted to go and vote. He wanted to go vote. He wanted me to keep him company. So I went with my dad to vote, and so I got to experience voting day anyway. Here in the United States, who here has voted? Who here went to the polls? Whoever you voted for is up to you. Obviously, it's your own personal business. Hey, Shemi, welcome back. Hey, Maria, welcome back. The Czech Republic. Yes, my peoples. I have relatives from the Czech Republic. Look at all these voters. Democracy in action, baby. Woo! We'll see how it turned out by the end of the day. It's going to be a late night, probably. It might even not be settled today because now everybody likes the cool thing to do, apparently, is to contest elections. So we'll see what happens. Hey, Sam Robinson, thanks for joining. Yes, we have 3 really great stories to discuss today. And then, of course, as always, you can ask me anything you would like for the final 10 minutes of the stream. All right, so let's get started. Thanks, everyone. Thanks for joining me. These are some good stories. All right, so story number 1. Hold on, where'd it go? There it goes. Boop. Oh, look, I covered up the thing that I want to show you. Hold on. Ridiculousness. There we go. There we go. There we go. I wonder if everybody who goes on Mastodon gets these ridiculous cat ears on their logo. Know me likey. Know me likey. All right, so this is a very interesting developing story. All right? All right, so yesterday, Jason Momoa went on Instagram. Jason can't keep a secret, Momoa. He kind of kept a secret. He went on Instagram and he was like, I have something so exciting to tell you, but I cannot tell you. I hope I can tell you soon. I'm so excited. So he was like, everybody was like, what's he talking about? What's this big news? A couple of people came up with the theory that Andy Muschietti would be directing Justice League 2. Looked into it. I hear that is not the case. I hear that he is not Andy Muschietti. And, some people who I know in the industry pointed out that Andy Muschietti is still going to be working very hard on The Flash, and The Flash hasn't even come out yet, so it would be very hard for him to take on a project like that. And then maybe because Jason Momoa, just couldn't help himself. I always feel Jason Momoa comes across less as a professional and more as someone who won a contest, which I think is part of his charm, but I also think it limits as to what he can do. But anyway, maybe because of that, James Gunn went on Mastodon. He signed up for the competing Twitter service, social media on Mastodon. Sounds inappropriate to me. I'm like, what does anyone know what Mastodon stands for? I haven't Googled it. I'm afraid to, quite frankly. But I'm just like, I'm not loving it. I did download the app. Hey, Chad. Oh, you're in Mexico, CJ? Where's your dog Marvel? Is he with you? But yeah, so anyway, I did go on there. I did go on to Mastodon, and I was like, they were like, what category do you want to be in? And I was like, peace out. See ya. Hey, Domino. I mean, if we're not having like a whole conversation, I don't care about it. I don't want to go off and have little group chats. I'm not interested in that at all. And I can also tell you that it's not effective because James Gunn tweeted a picture of Lobo as his very first post on Mastodon. He said, glad to be here. And no one cared. Hey, Akana Stone, it's not that no one cared. It's that nobody knew about it. It took forever. It took absolutely forever for that news to trickle over to Twitter. If James Gunn had tweeted a picture of Lobo on Twitter, even on election day, I think it would have gotten into the top 10. It's not even in the top 25. I mean, it's in my trends for you section, but it's not trending at even top 25, which is ridiculous. Sean Penn giving his Oscar to the Ukraine is in the top 25. Thank you, Akana. Hey, senor. Heck, welcome. So I feel like it is like James Gunn's Vero Denzel. He is so single white femaling Zack Snyder. Oh, I'm going to get myself in trouble. I can't help myself. And I didn't do it. I didn't do it. That's pretty funny. All right. So anyway, yeah, it is his Vero. And he's handling himself just like Scott Snyder. Going on so let's talk about that. Is James Gunn going to break his own news stories? That's really a weird situation, right? Now, James Gunn has a very unique relationship with scoopers. He's the only creative who likes to pick fights with scoopers and go and say that things aren't true. Even things, by the way, he has a reputation among scoopers for saying things that once were true, but the way the project developed no longer was the case, is not true. And you'll notice as a result of that, no one covers really any of his projects anymore because they don't want to deal with that on Twitter. So you don't see a lot of scoops about any of his projects. And that's always a bad thing because if you don't have that speculation, it cuts down chatter on the projects. So you don't want to do that. But he does it. He's very aggressive about it. And, it might become a situation where he drops his own scoops all the time. And then and then we all have to just do reactionary reporting. I'm not doing that. I'm still doing scoops, as you know. But I think it would be a weird space if nobody had scoops on DC and then James Gunn was just like his own scooper and then everybody just reacted to his own scoops and there were never any theories about it. I mean, it's fine if he wants to be part of the conversation. I think that's totally cool. But at the same time, I think it really affects the conversation around DC. And I got to tell you, it makes him really the face of DC, which Warner Brothers is going to have to decide if they want that to be the case. Kevin Feige has never, ever teased anything. He's never done that. He will go on a red carpet and be like, maybe, I don't know, you'll have to stay tuned. Kevin Feige breaks news, but he breaks news at presentations. So it's a very different approach. It could be a brilliant approach. Let's see. I think it didn't go very well out of the gate because he decided to do it on Mastodon. And also because I don't think anybody really wants a Lobo movie, to be honest with you. We'll talk about that in a second. But it is a very, very different approach. It's kind of exactly what I think we all expected James Gunn to do. We were like, will he really be an executive and go behind the scenes? No, and he's not doing that. He has a picture of himself holding up a Peacemaker mug. So he's promoting his own show. Oh, it's so crazy. When you're an executive, you're supposed to be supporting the whole brand. But I mean, maybe that's all that really exists in his brand right now. So let's see. Thank you, John. That's very sweet of you. All right, so let's talk about Lobo. All right, so to me, probably Jason Momoa is a pretty good, I think he and James Gunn probably get along pretty well because Jason Momoa showed up for the Peacemaker finale. Ezra Miller ran in there at the last minute, but of course he's not going to want to do anything with Ezra Miller because Ezra Miller is having huge problems. I did not like the joke about Aquaman having sex with fish, but to be fair, Harley Quinn makes jokes about Batman having sex with bats. So I guess James Gunn was for some reason it doesn't bother me on the Harley Quinn show because that's something Harley Quinn would say. But I guess when all the characters are doing it, it bothers me. I don't know. I did not like that joke at the expense of the Justice League. I guess it's one thing for Harley Quinn to take pot shots at Batman, and also that's the tone of that show. But I feel like the Justice League needs to be a little bit more respected. That's right. Well, Ryan, the Deep actually does have sex with fish, though. So he can't get upset because that's actually true and hilarious, by the way. Very funny stuff on The Boys. They sent me screeners, by the way. I vote for Critics' Choice for TV and movies now, and they sent me The Boys screeners, and I was like, I don't need these. I've already watched that. It was amazing. But I think I think the boys, I hope it gets some more awards recognition, the better it gets and the more aggressive it gets. Trisha, do you think Kevin Feige will give James Gunn advice? I do not, because they're now competing with each other. I think he won't be mean to him, but, Kevin Feige is extremely aggressive. He's not going to let James Gunn, single white female him. Stephen Turner says, is it Lobo versus Aquaman, or is he not Aquaman anymore? Good question. Let's discuss. All right, so here's the question. Can Jason Momoa, by the way, Jason Momoa would be an amazing Lobo. Who's Lobo? He's basically alien Jason Momoa. If you were to tell me that Lobo was based on Jason Momoa, even though he was created, I think before Jason Momoa was born, or at least when they were both children, I would believe it. They're that similar. It's that ridiculous. Jason Momoa would not need to act at all. Lobo would tackle people on the red carpet, hop up on the stage at Comic-Con. He is exactly the character. And he's often talked about wanting to be Lobo because he's basically is Lobo already. Now, can he do both? Can he do both? Was Lobo cloned from Aquaman? Now, some of you are guessing maybe he's not going to be Aquaman anymore. Maybe they are going to reboot the Justice League, which would be interesting. I've said that I thought that maybe they should do that. And maybe they're like, don't worry, Jason Momoa, you're not fired. Although here's what I would tell you. There's no way a Lobo movie would make $1 billion, whereas Aquaman did. So I'd be like, I don't know about that. Maybe he'll just be Lobo on Peacemaker Season 2. I could see that. Or maybe he'll get an HBO Max special. Or maybe Jason Momoa isn't excited about Lobo at all. Maybe it's something else. But let's just see. It's very interesting. Hey, T3074. We'll see what it is. But to me, how is this any different from when Shaq played Steel? Remember that? This to me feels like really low bar. Like, it would be nuts if that would be the first thing that the new DC studios announced. They were like, oh, we're going to make a Lobo movie or show. And everybody would be like, at the one hand, what were we expecting? I mean, that's exactly something that James Gunn would do. I mean, Jason Momoa is a very James Gunn kind of talent, and that's a very James Gunn type of character. But I don't think it's anything that anybody wanted. I said Steel. Didn't I say Shaq was Steel? Chris Diaz says, is it a Marvel DC crossover possible? Well, I talked about that, and I thought that, if anyone could do it, it would be James Gunn. Hey, Eddie. But let's see. I mean, I really have no interest in a Lobo project, and I think that a Lobo project I think there is a small group of people who would lose their minds, but it's emphasis on small. So, I mean, it's really weird to think that that's what he would maybe do out of the gate. But maybe that's why he teased it on Mastodon, because he doesn't really care. I mean, let's see. We're all just guessing on this thing, but let's just see what happens. But it's weird. All right, so that's the first story of the day. Also, I don't think Mastodon's going to work. I'll tell you right now. I mean, let's see. And Elon Musk, I don't know if I totally believe him, but Elon Musk tweeted the other day that Twitter was more popular than ever. Although, I don't know what's going on with information on Twitter anymore. I don't know. All right. It's crazy. All right. I think that also I don't like the fact that the thing that's talked about most with Twitter these days is Twitter. Like, Twitter shouldn't be talking about Twitter. Twitter should be talking about other stuff. I don't want to log on every day and talk about what a mess Twitter is. We get it. It's a mess. And let's see if they really do drop the blue check marks tomorrow for $8. They're supposed to do it tomorrow. That'll be a real shit show. Okay, all right. I'm nuts. I'm not happy about it. All right, so that's the... thank you, Michael. All right, so that's the first story of the day. The second story of the day, hold on. Boop. All right, so Shawn Levy, it was announced today, and he confirmed it, is in talks to direct a Star Wars movie. Now, this is where I want to start with this one. Hey, Brian, welcome. Hey, Rude Honey Badger, welcome back. I thought this was pretty interesting. My first reaction to this was that the Duffer brothers were probably like, is Shawn Levy living our life? Like, the Duffer brothers are so sewn up making Stranger Things and knocking it out of the park that Shawn Levy is getting all their projects. They're like, oh, we want to hire someone from Stranger Things. And Shawn Levy's like, I'm available. I mean, to be fair, Shawn Levy does direct some of the episodes and he does produce it. And he did to some degree discover the Duffer Brothers, but it's crazy. Trisha says, seems like Shawn Levy's home is Disney. His home is Ryan Reynolds, and Ryan Reynolds brought him over to Disney. So that's what's going on. So, and also I'd like to point out that I do think Shawn Levy's not bad, but he did direct the Adam Project, which I thought was only medium. So I don't think that it's a slam dunk, but he did direct Free Guy, which was fun and did extremely well for Disney Fox, because it was acquired, and it did very well. It did very well in theaters, and it was a great movie, and it did very well on streaming. So, of course, Shawn Levy got the nod to direct Deadpool 3, which makes sense because that's probably going to be like Free Guy. In fact, it was reported today by another scooper. I have not been able to confirm this. Let me see if my source got back to me. Hold on, wait a minute. Not yet. So anyway, but it's a pretty reliable scooper that this came from. Hey, David. That's a nice picture, David. Your smile looks very nice. The Night at the Museum movies were okay, but I mean, I wouldn't want a Star Wars movie like that. Or maybe I would if I were Kathleen Kennedy. Hold on, we're getting ahead of ourselves. But anyway, Owen Wilson from Loki as Mobius is supposed to be supposedly in Deadpool 3. Wow, Peter! Look, YouTube gave you a red mark there. That was so incredible. Wow, that is incredibly kind, Peter. And you didn't even ask a question. Thank you, Peter. I really appreciate that. Hey, Darth. You joined Movie Club. Be sure to vote for, that's right, Peter dropping stacks. Darth, make sure you vote for the November watch-along date since you just joined Movie Club. I just put the poll up in the community tab. The Duffer Brothers should direct Superman, David Crownson. They would be incredible on that. They would be perfect, actually. That's very kind of you, Peter. Thank you. It really means a lot. So I think that that's pretty great for Owen Wilson, if that's true, to be in Deadpool 3. That, to me, would be incredible. I think that's a perfect choice. I think he fits amazingly with those two. I mean, I think that I don't know who would win. I wonder if they could play well with each other, but Ryan Reynolds and Owen Wilson doing a comedy, I mean, they'll just riff off of each other and it'll be amazing. I mean, also, you're right, Max. I think that Ryan Reynolds will totally make Lightning McQueen jokes. It'll be hilarious. And they could bring Lightning McQueen in because, what was Free Guy but a multiverse movie? Hey, Jamie. So they could really have a fun time. That's right. Owen Wilson was in Night in the Museum, Mika. Good catch. He was very funny, actually, in those movies. Hey, Devin Leary. Welcome back. So he would be Mobius because I think we're all guessing that Deadpool is going to run around the multiverse. I mean, he has to get over to the regular MCU, and that's how Hugh Jackman's Wolverine will be involved. So Mobius, following them around, I wonder if Tom Hiddleston's like, you stole my show, and they're like, deal with it. That would be hilarious. I hope Tom Hiddleston shows up and says that, and he could in a Ryan Reynolds Deadpool movie. That would be so funny. Oh, I'm getting so excited for Deadpool 3. Deadpool 3 is going to make all the monies. I'm very excited about it. I also think, though, but for Star Wars, Jamie, I'm glad you joined too. Oh, thank you, John. I think that, I think Star Wars, though, is a little bit of a bland match. I mean, let's see what the project is. But, I don't know why they want to do so much Stranger Things over there. Like for John Watts, his Skeleton Crew show for Disney Plus for Star Wars with Jude Law, that's been described as supposed to be very Stranger Things. So, I mean, that's a lot of Stranger Things over in the Star Wars space, and I don't really know if those two brands mesh, quite frankly. But let's see. I'm very happy for Shawn Levy. He had an adorable tweet today where he said his childhood self wouldn't be able to believe his future. And I'd be like, your deal ain't closed yet, Shawn Levy. Kathleen Kennedy has fired a lot of people, or their deals have mysteriously disappeared. He shouldn't jinx himself. Shawn Levy shouldn't say anything till the movie hits theaters, quite frankly. Manpreet says, could it be the Kevin Feige movie? Oh, that's an interesting question, Manpreet. Maybe. I would feel a little bit better about it if that was the case. Ben Baker says, Deadpool walks in on Kang in the quantum realm with, and goes with Loki. It writes itself, it writes itself. Shawn Levy could just turn on the camera and let Ryan Reynolds have fun. It's going to be great. But that's right. Ryan Reynolds, Colin Trevorrow, Patty Jenkins, these projects never materialized. Shawn Levy does not want to be on that list. But it is pretty amazing, especially considering the fact that Shawn Levy, his career kind of faltered there in the middle there. Just, never give up. Never give up. John Meisenheimer, if you'd like to join the movie group, I think you either have to, thank you, Jewel. I think you either have to upgrade your membership, or if it won't let you upgrade your membership, unsubscribe, and then rejoin at the advanced level. There are 2 membership levels right now on Beyond the Trailer. Being able to tweet during live streams, and then also Movie Club. Hey, Tano, welcome. All right, so that's the second story of the day. Hold on. I got to tell you, single white femaling Zack Snyder. That might be one of the funniest things, and that's why I love the live stream. These things just come up. Caleb says, does this mean Free Guy 2 isn't happening? That doesn't mean it's not happening, but it means it's not happening for a very, very, very long time. All right, you guys, you're right. It's time for a boom, baby. Yeah, boom, baby. Third story of the day. This one broke late, and it's interesting. This is almost a way for me to tell you a little bit about the film industry, because this story is still just a sparkle in the Disney executive's eye. It's not even a sparkle in a writer's eye just yet. That's how fresh this is. So basically, Variety was able to break the story that Disney, in meetings with writers, is like, hey, man, you have any interest in writing an Indiana Jones Disney Plus show? Why don't you pitch that to us? That's basically what that article means, right? Oh, Tammy, I'm so glad you were able to join today. We'll be in the Ask Me Anything section in just a moment. So that's what that means. So what happens is that writers will go around, just like directors and just like actors. You'll have a general meet with a production company, or sometimes a studio, likely for franchises. They like your work, they think there's something there, or they're friends with your agent, and the agent is like, this person is someone you should meet, Kevin Feige, or something like that, or Kathleen Kennedy. They're like, this new person I have is amazing. So you go in and you talk to them, and they're like, oh, I read your spec script, I thought it was good. They just get to know you, a little chit chat. And then they say, do you have any pitches for us? And then you say, oh, this is what I would like to do. And this is what I kind of think is interesting. And they go, yeah, okay. And then they go, well, let me tell you what I'm looking for. And the studio executive will say, this is kind of what we're thinking. This is similar to what Universal was doing with what Warner Brothers was doing with Harry Potter under the table, because Universal still has the rights to that in terms of streaming. So they could, although they just got the movies back on HBO Max. So maybe that deal is getting close to being done. But anyway, Warner Brothers was doing it with Harry Potter. They were like, hey, you got any Harry Potter series ideas? We're looking for them. And apparently they're doing the same thing with Indiana Jones. They're like, we'd like an Indiana Jones Disney Plus show, but we have absolutely no idea what that would be. So why don't you come up with it? And then you could make it for us. So that's how it's working right now. Now, what the heck would that show be? If I were a writer and sitting in the room and they pitched that to me, I'd be like, oh, let me think about it, because that would be a wonderful opportunity, but I'd be like, that's funny. Cosmic says, get the same person that did Andor. That's an interesting, but nobody's talking about Andor, even though it's amazing. Tomorrow's episode is so freaking good, but no one's going to talk. I'll review the season as a whole. But Harrison Ford said he's not coming back. He's shipping over to the MCU to be Red Hulk. Maybe he could narrate it. Maybe Phoebe Waller-Bridge could come in, and be like, I don't know how she's related. Yeah, Short Round. Who said Short Round? Anthony, Short Round. If they or Elliot did. Elliot said that. Elliot, a Short Round with him the lead, and he's now working with Disney on the new Loki season 2. Hey, Ryan West. That would be incredible. Oh my God, I would love it. I would love it. Even if he wasn't the lead, if he was the co-lead. Instant watch. Put him and Phoebe Waller-Bridge together, I guess. Oh my God, I would be so happy. It would make me so happy. That's another excellent idea. Wow, Elliot, I wish you had a pitch meeting with Lucasfilm. You could go in there and be like, I solved it for you. Here you go. Here you go. Oh, that's so great. That's really great. You got to be on your toes like that. So that's brilliant. So that's what's going on. I do think that Indiana Jones is a phenomenal brand. I love it. Every time I hear the music, I'm like, yes. I could rewatch those movies every other year or so. Never get tired of them. They're absolutely amazing. And they nailed it with Sean Connery as his father. That worked. That was another character in that world, and it worked perfectly. So I think that it could be done, but I think it could also really be messed up. So I hope that they don't do that. I get nervous about it. All right, so those are the 3 stories of the day. Hold on, wait a minute. Yeah, the Indiana Jones ride is great, Bug. I love that ride. Danny, I'm glad you're enjoying today's stream. Okay, it's 6:59. You may ask me anything you'd like. We'll just make it an even 7:10. You can ask me anything you'd like until 7:10. Senior Heck, I'm still hoping to do the Red Hulk video, so I cannot answer your question here. Sam Robinson says, do you think the Glass Onion will be a commercial success? I do not. I've actually been checking. I've been checking the seat sales, and they are non-existent. No one's buying tickets to see that thing in theaters. I think everybody is content to wait until it hits Netflix for no extra cost a month later for Christmas. I think it's going to be maybe like Encanto, where it does like not particularly well in theaters, but then blows up on streaming. I mean, let's see how good it actually is. It's not very holiday-esque, which I think was a big thing that helped the first one. It was like Thanksgiving, the movie, which is I think one of the reasons it did so well. Dancing Dog 60 says, do a Mutt series with Shia. I would, poor Shia. I don't know. Even Shia's like, I don't think I can make a comeback. Graymo says, hi, Grace from Atlanta, Georgia. That's a great picture. Thoughts on the next episode of The White Lotus Season 2? You mean episode 2 or the one next? As I said yesterday, I thought White Lotus Season 2, Episode 2 was fantastic. So many mysteries emerged. I was like, okay, now this is getting really interesting. I loved it. And I downloaded the theme song for Season 2. And I listened to it once a day. It makes me so happy. Domino says, hey, Grace, any word? I do have an answer to this. Hold on. Hey, Grace, any more info on Joe Locke as Wiccan? I need this to be true. I heard today that it was true. My source said it looks like it's true. One of my best sources said, I believe it's true. So fantastic. Still not 100%, but it's looking like pretty freaking solid. And then I have not heard anything about Hulkling, I'm afraid. I just know that Kit Connor has talked to Marvel as well. Danny Boy, welcome. George Hernandez says, what does the future look like for DC Animated Universe and Mortal Kombat Animated? I love Warner Brothers animation. Well, the Mortal Kombat animated movie seems to do quite well, so they'll probably continue to make those. I'm curious to see what they do with Mortal Kombat as a whole. They are working on the second movie, and I thought the first movie really had some great elements, so I'm curious to see what that second movie looks like. I think DC animated animation has lost a little bit of its luster. I wish they would release them day in, day out on HBO Max. I think if they did that, they would get a lot more attention. Zach Burns says, thank you. What's your dream Real Housewives of Beverly Hills cast? Just as long as Lisa Rinna isn't on it, there has to be repercussions. I just feel she crossed the line. I'm not saying she maybe couldn't come back the season after, but she's got to take a break. I mean, she's just become she's just so, she's just so angry, as she likes to say to other people. Lord Baratheon says, Grace, where do you think we'll see Spider-Man again? As I tweeted recently, he should be in not only his 4th Spider-Man movie, but in both the upcoming Avengers films. Armanef says, Duffer Brothers or Russo Brothers for MCU X-Men? Duffer Brothers all the way. I've lost a lot of faith in the Russo Brothers, to be honest with you. That Hercules TikTok idea might have been the final nail in the coffin. Whelm says, you look like you're on a Star Wars set. Thanks. That's awesome. It does look a little bit like that, doesn't it? Right? Oh, look at me. Warp drive. Let's see here. Warp speed. No, that's Star Trek. Today's episode is Grace in Space. Thank you, Whelm. That's very kind of you. Let's see here. Bobby. Thanks, Derek. Bobby Case. Hold on, I gotta catch up to these. My pleasure, Elliot. You made everybody's day with that great suggestion. Why does it skip forward on these things? Bobby says, how did you find the courage to start doing YouTube content, especially with so much misogyny online? I just don't care. You know, you just can't let stuff like that bother you. And I have all of you guys, which maybe you guys make a big difference. You know, a lot of people write me some really wonderful DMs, and it's just wonderful. I think you just got to get out there. You just can't. I think you have to always remember that when someone says something hateful and mean, it's more of a reflection on them than it is on you. You should just remember that. Carlos Revolorio, although I have to say, it's gotten a lot more toxic over the years. Carlos Revolorio says, Grace, any news on Madonna's biopic about herself? I'm a huge fan of hers. Can't wait. You know, that's interesting, Carlos. They have not confirmed the casting yet. It was supposed to be Julia Garner, but we haven't heard anything. So hopefully we will soon. Although Madonna keeps embarrassing herself on social media. She's going to kill her movie if she keeps this up. KP Production says, hey, Grace, Universal versus Disney World Parks. Who's your money on for the ongoing theme park wars? Let's see what happens when Epic Universe opens. That could be a real game changer. But I got to tell you, I still love the Disney magic. I love it. I love it so much. I'm a big Disney fan. Brett Crandall says, will Apollo and Midnighter ever be in a movie? I think extremely unlikely, Brett, after you have what's going on with The Boys. I think they're too similar. What was the Authority that they were part of, right? It's just too similar. Matt Hughes says, do you think Black Adam will do better on HBO Max? No, I don't. I think that there's a very good chance they've killed all of the upcoming DC movies because of the Gunn Safran announcement, and especially because they seem to refuse to acknowledge those upcoming movies. So you're talking Shazam 2, you're talking The Flash, you're talking Blue Beetle. I could see James Gunn taking Blue Beetle into the fold. That's very him. But I think, you know, The Flash, Aquaman 2, Shazam 2, I feel like James Gunn and Peter Safran, if they've refused to acknowledge those movies, they will kill them because everyone knows they lead nowhere. So what's the point? Devin Henderson Gray says, hey, Grace, how do I get invited to early screenings of new movies? I want to feel special. You have to be a reviewer and you have to, reach out to the publicists. You gotta pay your dues. Eric said, although every studio does have sites you can sign up to get into advanced screenings, they'll have you win tickets and stuff like that. So you could look into that. Eric says, Grace, what non-Marvel DC movie are you looking forward to coming up? I'm very curious about Avatar. On my trailer breakdown, I was like, oh, there's some interesting stuff going on here. So I'd be curious to see what James Cameron has there. Writer Boy says, how you like Wanda to return to the MCU? I'd like her to come back, I'd like her to take a little bit of a break, and then I'd like her to return triumphantly. And I hope she doesn't just return as Wiccan's mom. That would be sad. I'm very excited about Wiccan, but I want both characters to be cool. Let's hope that the upcoming Scarlet Witch comic can really help her out. Because in the comics, Scarlet Witch has never really had I never really been able to carve out a space even there. Derek, I think I thanked you. Thank you very much. Let's see here. I feel like I'm missing stuff here. Hold on. All right, hold on here. Welcome, Goji. Mika says, Puck reported that Zaslav met with Nolan recently. Do you think he'll return to Warner Brothers? He just signed a big deal with Universal. I don't know about that. Who doesn't want a free lunch? Thanks, Max. That's an adorable sticker. Sufjan says, welcome, Sufjan. Welcome. Welcome, Brandon. I'm just trying to do this at the top here. Ben says, how do you feel about Jack Schaefer directing Agatha, considering her slight disconnect to this? Well, Wanda turned out so good, and it looks like they are doing Children's Crusade, and then this is going to be the introduction of Billy. I'm very happy. Jack Schaefer, we weren't happy with Jack Schaefer, but then we saw what Jessica Gao did, and we're like, Jen Schaefer, you're fantastic. Come on back. Tammy, hi, Tammy. DC question, the Joker made $1 billion. Do you think movies that focus on rogues galleries could do better direction than constantly rebooting heroes? No, actually, I don't. I think heroes and villains are better together. I think Joker was a unique situation because how it reflected society. And even then, people were like, well, who would his Batman be? Darth Althani says, hi, Grace. Want to say that I've been following you since you were covering The Dark Knight Rises, and you made me realize that I love movies more than I thought. And I just found out that I got accepted into LA Film School. Wow, congratulations. Maybe one day I'll be covering one of your movies. That's so exciting. Thank you for telling us. That's so cool. Ryan Lorbecky says, will you be reviewing The Last of Us weekly? One review at the end or not at all? I'll definitely cover it, Ryan. And I have to see how hot the interest is. If there's real interest in it, I'll cover it weekly. Kay Walton says, if Wiccan is in Coven of Chaos, do you think Speed will be cast soon as well? He may already be cast, and we don't realize it because he's just not as popular a character. But I do think that, you can't do one without the other. You can't get rid of his twin brother, so of course he'll be in there. It will be okay, says, do you think that Feige will give the Avengers a rest period and make X-Men the focus of Marvel for a while? Oh, that would be a fun idea. They've never been able to coexist in the comics, so I gotta tell you, I'm nervous. I'm nervous about it. Vasily says, hey Grace, what MCU movies benefited from a rewatch for you? I recently rewatched Black Widow and Captain Marvel again and love them even more. I would agree. The more I've watched Captain Marvel, the more I've enjoyed it. That's an excellent example of that type of movie. Hey, DJ Kimmy. All right, I think I got everybody. Oh, no, I didn't. Oh, this is ridiculous. Let's see here. Sky says, did you read the John Kent Superman comic? No, but I bought it. I don't have it quite yet. Did I miss anybody's? Doesn't look like it. Oh, Maria says it's my birthday Friday. Gifted myself a BTT subscription. Yay, welcome. Happy birthday in advance. Caleb says, is the Dune franchise safe considering what's happening with Warner Brothers? Yeah, they already started production on Dune 2, and they're already casting the Dune series, so it's at least going to make it to the next round. Why Beidler says, what's your take on the hate Rihanna is getting for including... Is she really? I didn't see that she was getting any hate for that. Who could hate Rihanna? That's interesting. Maybe because of what happened with her and Chris Brown. That's interesting. I didn't think of that. Okay, I think I got it. Oh, Kayla says, will there be another... I can't believe they're not putting all these on the top. Kayla says, will there be another season of The Crown? There definitely will be a season 6. They're shooting it right now. I think there should be a season 7, but I don't know if it's going to be worth it to them. Tito says, Kit Connor for Tommy. They're both bi, so that's a plus. Liz Olsen and Aaron were a couple on Godzilla before siblings in the MCU. Could be an MCU thing. That's funny. I think Kit Connor should be Hulkling, though. Devin Leary says, was on the stream during the COVID video chats. That's awesome. Yeah, we go way back, Devin. Hey, Brandon. Okay. Hey, Max. Thank you for the heart. Generation Marvel says, any news on Bullseye in the Daredevil series? No, I have not heard anything about that. Nicholas says, hey Grace, love the ponytail. Thank you. What do you think about Scream 6 moving to March 10th? Do you think it will do better than Shazam 2? Let's see a trailer, but everybody's very excited about Kirby. Jay King says, love your thumb holes. Hope you're having a great day and hope everyone was able to get out and vote. That's a very nice use of your super chat there, Jay King. I appreciate. That's really nice of you, and I share your sentiment. I hope everybody went out and exercised their right to vote. Crown Wolf says, how do you feel about the 2 new castings from Coven of Chaos? You mean like basically rounding out like the Coven? I mean, it seems like a good group. I'm excited about it. Stephen Turner says, more excited for the rumored Okoye spinoff after Black Panther 2. I'm excited about a lot of stuff after Black Panther 2, but we can't talk spoilers. We gotta be careful. Jico says, Grace, thoughts on Chris Evans being people's sexiest man alive? I don't know. I think sexiest man alive. I thought it was funnier when it was Paul Rudd. I think that was something everybody could get behind. They don't do sexiest woman alive. I don't really know if they should keep doing that. Let's see here. Sufjan says, hey Grace, been watching for years and finally joined the conversation. Are you excited for Avatar 2? I am excited for Avatar 2. I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be, at the very least, an experience to see it again in 3D IMAX. I think that's definitely the way to go. Okay, I think I got everybody's super chat. Let me see if I can answer some other questions. Anna says, would you prefer X-Men exist in a separate universe? I would, Anna, to be honest with you. I would prefer the X-Men to be in a different universe. Austin says, thoughts on Babylon being over 3 hours long. It better be mostly Brad Pitt. I don't know. I just feel it seems a little bit too self-congratulatory. I'm not really feeling Babylon. But maybe I'll be pleasantly surprised. I haven't seen it yet. Jesse the Good Witch, I'm glad you made it. As told by Alex, says, did you hear Kate Blanchett coming back for What If? I did not hear that. I hope that's true. Hey, Abhishek, thank you. Thank you. Love to you in India. Vicente says, which niche X-Men would you like to see join the team when the mutants come to the MCU? I don't know. There are so many main X-Men they haven't gotten right yet, like Rogue and Storm. I'd love to see a proper Colossus. You know, I think Sync has been really interesting. Sync in the current run of the X-Men comics, they've done a wonderful job with him. They've made him a really interesting, complex character. And I think maybe they could do something cool with him. Lord Baratheon says, box office predictions for Wakanda Forever. I gotta tell you, I was surprised at how little interest there was in the reviews today. I was really surprised. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, hopefully it's still a huge hit. But I wouldn't be surprised if it comes in maybe significantly under the first movie. Like maybe, not like it's a flop, but maybe in comparison to the first movie it is. I mean, if it came in like at 150 maybe, I mean, maybe people are suffering from MCU fatigue. Maybe Thor Love and Thunder really burned people. But I'd be a little bit nervous about that. Lily Master says, would you rather a Namor movie or a Disney Plus show? I don't know if he's ready to be front and center. Let's see here. Michael McKenna said, serious question. Best Thanksgiving sides. I don't like sweet potatoes. I'm a regular mashed potatoes kind of gal. I like stuffing. I don't actually like cranberries, but I like cranberry sauce because of the nostalgia factor, because my mom likes cranberry sauce. And I like asparagus. I'm an asparagus fan. And I like gravy. I'm a sides person. I actually do not like turkey very much. I'd rather just have a plate of sides, to be honest with you. So for Thanksgiving, I usually just get like just a tiny bit of turkey, and then I just have sides. Let's see here. Steven says tracking is 365 worldwide. Let's see. Oh, thank you, Jorge. Watching along with my 2 sausage dogs before bedtime. That's adorable. And thank you for the kind words. Tim Zilla, I can see you're a big Godzilla fan. Let's see here. You're a new member and huge fan. Any news for Godzilla vs. Kong sequel? I haven't heard anything, but of course they are working on that. I'm sorry, I don't have anything to tell. I haven't heard anything, no report for that. I'm sorry. Let's see here. I'm glad everybody is with me on the sides only, quite frankly. Let's see here. Denzel says, Grace, do you think that Michaela's role in Black Panther is small enough that she could be in DC? She'd be a great vixen. She would be a great vixen. And I got to tell you, her role is small enough that she could jump over to DC, quite frankly. But I don't know if Michaela Cole would want to work with James Gunn. I don't really think they're totally a fit. Ben Baker says, I'm excited about seeing Black Panther tonight in New Zealand. Oh, have a great time. You're going to be very sad. Definitely bring tissues. That's funny. G4S. What other kind of music do I listen to? I listen to techno. I really like high energy music. I listen to a lot of soundtracks. Sometimes I like to listen to oldies, like 50s and 60s music. And I really do like soundtracks the most. And I like to listen to some current hits too. Let's see here. Lord Baratheon says, what are your long-term box office predictions? I have to see opening weekend, Lord Baratheon. Let's see. Gavin says, recently got into Curb Your Enthusiasm and love it. What's your opinion on the show? Love Curb Your Enthusiasm. I think it's hilarious. I'm so excited for it to come back. We got my dad a Larry's Coffee shirt. You know, the coffee shop that he had? That was really funny. Let's see here. Mike Drop says, although you're careful about spoilers, I don't want to watch the review for Black Panther 2. Also, does your hold on, wait a minute come from Busta Rhymes? I'm not sure. Let's see here. Michael Mark says, Grace, who do you think will be on the new Justice League lineup? Let's even see if they're doing a Justice League movie. Let's see here. Joker45 says, what do you think of the Fablemans? Was a bit disappointed when Regal last night. The surprise movie was Spirited. I heard that Spirited was good, though, from somebody. I'm supposed to see the Fablemans soon. I'll let you know what I think of it when I see it. Adrian, I'll be making an Ironheart video later this week, and I'll try and get some clarification on that. Matt Clark says, hey, Grace, aside from Severance, what other Apple TV shows do you recommend? Ooh, what don't I recommend? Ted Lasso. Loot was pretty good. I love The Mosquito Coast. And I also thought the Jared Leto Anne Hathaway about We Crashed was incredible. Caleb Canvas says, favorite decade for movies. Ooh, that's a good one. Maybe the 80s, I guess, if you're not going to do recent. But also, like, 1939 is like an incredible year for movies. I don't think classic movies get enough credit. I'm very upset that the classics category on streaming services have started including, like, 80s movies, because it really squeezes out movies from the 30s, 40s, and 50s. So I wish that in classics you could pick your period so you could better see what movies you want to look at, because those are incredible movies that are getting, not enough attention. Okay, like 2 more questions. Let's see here. Derek Allen says, Grace, what's your favorite comedy movie? I really, one of the movies that used to be in my top 3 was Raising Arizona. That's a very funny movie. Let's see here. Barbie Minaj, since Ryan Coogler and Destin Dillon Cretton are upgrading to Avengers, what will happen to Black Panther and Shang-Chi? I don't know. They might join the Avengers. Let's see. Oh, that's right. I am 10 minutes over. Thanks, Sam. Oops. I love talking to you guys. All right. Shout out time. It's shout out time. Tell me what you're doing. What are you up to? What's going on so I can give you a shout out? Trisha, your super chat isn't working. That's weird. Danny, I think Black Panther 2 could get an Oscar nomination, but I think it's going to be that or Avatar. So we got to see how the movies compare. Tammy says, chilling in Ocean City, Maryland, loving you and your channel. Aw, just wanted to say thanks because you got me hooked on the boys. My pleasure. That's a great show. Jordan says, been watching your videos every day since The Last Jedi and can't wait to see your Black Panther spoiler review. This is my favorite online community. Oh, that's so great, Jordan. Oh, and you have a diamond and you look fantastic in your picture. That was really a great comment. That was a fantastic super chat. You got everything going there. I loved it. Devin Henders says, going to improv rehearsal in Chicago. Oh, that's awesome. I have an improv background. I think improv is a great skill. Anthony says, in the UK, your friend from afar. Just washed my hair. My mental health has been low, feeling sad, but your videos keep me company. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Anthony. I'm glad you're focused on it, though. I think the first thing, of course, is realizing that you need to lift your spirits. Sky says, baking some apple strudel here in Austria right now. That's very an Austrian thing to do, Sky. It sounds fantastic. Let's see here. Sarbani says, going to watch Wakanda Forever tomorrow in Berlin. Oh, excited for your spoiler discussions. Oh, that's so exciting. I'm sorry to say it won't go up until Thursday afternoon because, I'm waiting for it to open in the United States. But for those of you seeing it early, that's really great because you're going to have a chance. It's most likely nothing will be spoiled for you. Really try and stay off social media. Thanks, Danny. Let's see here. Jico says, waiting for my parents to come home to celebrate my dad's birthday dinner. Oh, that's so nice of you. What a great son. Bug says, Grace, you give us such great information. I love the business information you provide. I find it very interesting to know how the sausage is made. Thank you again for all you do. It's my absolute pleasure, Bug, and that's a great picture of you, too. I love when you guys put yourself as your picture. I really get to see you. You look great. You have a great smile. Zara says, booked for Wakanda Forever. That's awesome. You're going to have such a good time. I'm going to see it again this weekend myself. DJ Jimmy says, making a coffee from Sydney. Oh, it's early in the morning for you, DJ. Although this is a very late stream, so maybe not too early. Hey, Danny. Vojtuli says, I'm seeing Black Panther on Friday, so I have to make myself not watch the spoiler review. Be careful. Yeah, don't ruin it for yourself, man. I got tons of spoilers in my spoiler review. David Quevedos is heading to the gym, but had to make a stop to buy some shorts since I forgot to pack some and didn't want to go back home. I've been there, David. It's our pleasure to keep you company. Vasily says, just about to order some McDonald's and watch Enola Holmes 2. What an evening! Before seeing Wakanda Forever tonight. Wow, you're having a great day, Vasily. Thanks for the late stream here in Australia. My pleasure. What a day! Francis says, down some hummus and veggies while enjoying the live. As always, big hugs from Argentina. It's my pleasure. That's a very healthy snack. Good for you. I have some hummus, actually. I should eat some of that. I have some delicious hummus. But I should have it with veggies instead of the pretzels. Ezra Weeble says, just caught the live stream and I'm listening on my walk back from university. Thanks for letting us hang out. Oh, it's my pleasure. I love the idea of you walking home from school in the fall. It's my pleasure to be with you. Trisha says, how is Disney adding so many subs? It's Disney. People love the Disney brand. And also, I got to tell you, Disney is a babysitter. Disney is a babysitter, which is unfortunate. I went out to dinner the other day and I was waiting for a table and I saw a group of adults and then I noticed that they had a small child with them. Very small child who was sitting in the street. You don't want to sit on the street in New York City, but sitting on the street next to like one of those like restaurant shacks. And I was like, it's like right out of like Charles Dickens. That kid should have put some soot on his face. But anyway, he was watching a phone. And I felt bad that all the adults in his life were having a conversation and he was just sitting there by himself, having to entertain himself. I was like, why don't any of those adults talk to him? That sucks. But maybe he liked what he was watching on the phone. Maybe he was like, don't talk to me. I'm on my phone. Let's see here. Chris rewatched Black Panther today. Good. Yeah, that's awesome. Tito says, stuffing my face with delicious donuts. Oh, that sounds very tasty. Ryan says, love your channel, Grace. My family situation is not healthy at the moment, and your channel brings me some joy and provides an escape, and I just wanted to say thank you. Oh, Ryan, I'm so sorry to hear that you're having a difficult time, particularly from your family. That can be really, really hard, because if your family's supposed to be your refuge. I'm glad that we can be your refuge while you're working that out. I hope it can be worked out, but I also hope that you don't let it make you feel bad about yourself. And that, not only do you have your family, but you can make a family too with other people if you need to. You have us, and also maybe you could find some other people as well. But I'm glad that you are not letting that, I'm glad you're taking some time to escape from it. That can be rough. I'm very sorry to hear you're going through that. Barbie says, watching from the gym during a cool down in Ohio. Should we watch the first Black Panther to get ready for Wakanda Forever? You don't have to. You could if you wanted to, but you don't have to. You remembered. It was only a few years ago. Oh, look at Jen. That's very kind of you to say that to Ryan. Danny, you too. That's very nice of you guys to support Ryan. You too, Anthony. Oh, that's so nice. You guys are the best. See? We are a great community. I'm so lucky to have all of you in the BTT community. It's really nice. Smart Girl says, just finished work and been listening to the stream. Oh, that's awesome. And Vochuli says, it's 1:30 a.m. here. I'm in the Czech Republic while eating tasty chips in bed, so my keyboard is very oily right now. Oh, no, be careful. That's very kind of you to say, 10 Velociraptors. Trisha, you're going to Disney for Christmas? Oh, I'm very jealous. Still haven't been. I used to go to Disney once a year, at least. Maybe I'd miss a year here and there. When I was growing up, I'd sometimes go twice a year. And I have not been since 2019. Very sad. Gary, that's a very kind thing for you to say to Ryan. That's a very kind thing for you to say. All right, oh yes, that's right, Nuno. The Crown drops tomorrow, and that is good stuff. That's a good binge. I bet you can finish it before Black Panther opens if you live in the United States. All right, everybody, I better get back to work. Have a lovely rest of your day. I love talking to all of you as usual, and I will be doing a live stream tomorrow. So we'll do 3 live streams this week, and then it'll be Black Panther spoiler coverage time. Okay, bye, everybody. Bye. Bye-bye.